I forgave my cheating wife, but she just cheated again. So this time I went all out and took our house and kids while she was left helpless. Hello Reddit, Talkative here. After 12 years of marriage, Ethan believed he and his wife, Cassie, had weathered every storm. They'd faced job losses, health scares, and the chaotic bliss of raising 2 young kids. So when he found out Cassie had been unfaithful, it shook him to his core. She was the last person he'd suspect, and it took everything in him to forgive her and move on. Therapy, late-night talks, and countless apologies convinced him to rebuild their trust, not just for himself, but for the kids who adored their mom. Months passed, and life seemed to return to normal. Cassie promised him it was a mistake, that she'd been in a dark place, and Ethan tried his best to believe it. But a nagging doubt lingered. He'd find her disappearing into late nights on her phone, coming home a bit too late, and, when confronted, always had an excuse ready. He pushed these feelings aside, reassuring himself he was paranoid, that the healing process was just hard. Then, the bombshell dropped. Ethan wasn't snooping. He'd been searching for an old family photo on her phone, thinking it would bring a smile to their kids. But instead, he found dozens of messages from someone he didn't recognize, messages that left no room for doubt. Not only had Cassie rekindled her affair, but it had grown deeper, more passionate. This time she wasn't just risking their marriage, she was risking their family. Ethan's heart hardened. Betrayal had struck once and he'd forgiven, but this second betrayal was unforgivable. He knew what he had to do, and he had no intention of letting her off easy. She had underestimated his quiet strength and his ability to protect what mattered most. Ethan sought out a lawyer, a meticulous one who specialized in cases just like his. He didn't want to hurt Cassie. He wanted justice. Together, they crafted a strategy that would allow Ethan to claim full custody of the kids, showing that Cassie's unfaithfulness and instability made her unfit to prioritize their family. First, Ethan made sure to gather evidence, not only of her affair, but also proof that her behavior had affected her ability to parent. He documented every late night, every missed school event, and every argument where Cassie dismissed her own children to chase her affair. He secured a private investigator who, within a week, provided concrete proof of Cassie's ongoing relationship with the other man. And while all this was unfolding, Ethan maintained his composure. He made breakfast for the kids, helped them with homework, and kept the household running seamlessly. Cassie, distracted and absorbed in her affair, failed to notice the subtle shift in their home's dynamics. She had no idea that Ethan was setting up the groundwork to legally strip her of everything. One day, Ethan came home with a somber expression. He told Cassie he couldn't take the lies anymore, that he wanted a divorce. She put up a mild fight but seemed more relieved than heartbroken. Ethan gave her an agreement he'd prepared, pretending it was a simple split without major consequences. Cassie signed it without reading the fine print, thinking it would free her from guilt and enable her to move on with her new life. It wasn't until they were in court that she understood what she had agreed to. The evidence of her infidelity and neglect as a mother was irrefutable. Ethan was awarded full custody of their children, and the house she once thought she'd inherit was now in his name alone. Her affair partner, she discovered, was only interested in her while she was married and had a life to escape from. Once she was truly free, he ghosted her, leaving her utterly alone. Cassie's face fell as the reality sank in. She was left with nothing but a suitcase and a hollow apology. Ethan watched her leave without a trace of satisfaction, only the quiet relief of someone who had protected what mattered most. Months later, Ethan adjusted to life as a single dad, filling his home with love and warmth that had been missing for so long. Cassie, now scraping by, occasionally reached out to the kids, though they struggled to connect with her. Her absence taught Ethan and his children how to heal and move forward, turning their pain into strength.